Hey ladies, today I'm sharing the easiest ways to start journaling in your 50s and beyond, even if you've never done it before. So if you want to start journaling but feel overwhelmed, today I'm going to go over 5 simple basic steps to help you finally get over that hump of wanting to journal and get started on actually journaling. I hope you watch to the end because I have an easy challenge that I hope you will join in on and a really fun giveaway opportunity. So let's get started. First things first, number 1, choose your tools, meaning a simple notebook of your choice and a pen. A simple notebook is all you need to get started. Just because I'm fancy schmancy does not make a difference. Fancy notebooks are about loving stationery, not about loving journaling. In fact, the more basic and simple, the less threatening it might feel if you decide that after a while that it just isn't your time to be journaling. But I hope that isn't the case. I'm going to try and keep it simple, but also keep it real. Because let's be real, there are people who are natural journalers, people like me, who have been journaling since I was a young girl, which is great. We're the lucky ones when it comes to this very personal pastime. But there are also women, specifically women of a certain age, that as we're rediscovering ourselves in this time of our lives, we may feel the desire to reflect on our life's transitions. We may feel the need to gain clarity of how we've changed over the years, or simply we want to boost our mental well-being. But where to begin? I'm not a professional writer. I'm just me, a gal on a mission to support you in what you want out of your life. I'm here to share some simple tips for anyone who wants to start journaling for the first time or wants to pick it back up after years of putting it at the bottom of your list of priorities. And ladies, there's nothing wrong about having to prioritize your life. Maybe you were a stay-at-home mom where your kids monopolized all of your time. Maybe you were climbing your way to the top of the corporate ladder as a badass boss lady. Wherever life took you, if you're now at a place where you're wanting to spend some quiet time to write things down, today is a great day to begin. Whether you want to document your legacy, practice gratitude, or simply declutter your mind, journaling is a powerful tool for self-discovery. So find yourself a notebook and a pen. I'm going to walk you step by step as I set up a journal as if I'm new to journaling. So that in mind, I'm going to start with step 1, and that's picking out a notebook. And obviously, I have all of these samples of different options that you might already have laying around your house. And because I want to show you that entry level is a great level to start on, I'm going to go with a real basic, inexpensive notebook. It's just a matter of deciding which one of these I'm going to pick. A little Miss Diet Coke is cute, but I don't think she's right for this project. So once we figure out a notebook, we need to grab a pen. Let's keep it simple. Whatever was the last pen you used, grab that pen. So I'm going to decide once and for all what notebook I'm going to use, and then I'm going to get started on decorating my notebook while I talk you through my process of starting how to journal. I'm just going to use stuff I have laying around because, well, let's be honest, I'm addicted to paper and I need to use some of it up. So let's move on to step 2. And step 2 is decide what kind of journaling is right for you. A lot of people think of journaling as personal planning or memory keeping, and those are 2 great ways to approach journaling, if that is the kind of journaling that will keep you interested and engaged over the long haul. But there are so many ways to journal. 5 of them I went over in my previous video, Journaling After 50, the 5 notebooks every woman needs. But in today's video, I'm going to stick with the very basic beginner journal as our starting point. A personal journal. This journal is about writing down personal feelings or opinions, for your eyes only. A diary at its base, it is your safe spot to be totally honest with yourself. It's the practice of having a place to be authentically yourself for yourself. Because let's face it, ladies, sometimes out there in the world, we put on a facade because we feel we have to in order to, quote unquote, not rock the boat, because we feel that we need to in order to have things run smoothly and not hurt someone's feelings. And sometimes, frankly, because it's just easy. And if you've watched any of my latest videos, you know me, I like easy. But what I don't like is feeling inauthentic. So I'm working on that, and this diary helps me do that. even when it's hard for me to put into words because sometimes my feelings or opinions don't even line up with the life that I'm striving to live. I make myself be honest and I write it down. Because how am I going to be able to grow if I can't even admit who I am today to myself in my diary, my safe place that helps me reflect on what's going on in my life on a certain day? So, what do I ask myself every day? What do I reflect on? It sounds kind of hippy dippy, or whatever you want to call it, and maybe it is, but we're grown women here. We can be whatever we want. And these days, my goal is to be the very best version of myself, and this is one thing that I do to try and be that woman. So if you want to say it's hippy dippy, I'm okay with that. Now, as a beginner, I understand that this might be the most overwhelming thing. What do you write about? So, guess what, ladies? To make it even easier, I'm going to tell you what to write about, which leads us to step 3, which is start small and start simple. Don't aim for pages, aim for a few minutes or a few sentences. This will keep journaling from being so time consuming that you won't be able to keep up with it long enough to make it into a habit. Because, like anything else that we attempt that is new, it does take time to make it a habit. So let's make it quick and let's make it easy so you can have immediate success and be motivated to continue each day until one day it becomes a habit that you actually look forward to. And I think you might be amazed that at that point, you're going to discover that you actually enjoy spending longer periods of time journaling. So, how are we going to start building this habit? We're going to do the 1 5 10 challenge. The one sentence rule is commit to writing just one sentence a day. It removes the excuse of not having time. And the 5 10 challenge is setting a timer. Start with 5 to 10 minutes. When the timer goes off, you're done. Now, they say it takes an average of 18 to 254 days to form a new habit. And I'll be the first to admit that I am not struggling through 254 days of anything. Not anymore. I already did that 3 times. It was called being pregnant, and that was supposed to be 280 days. And even then, eventually my body said, enough of this shit, I'm done. And I had all of my babies before their actual due dates. No, I am not asking you to struggle through anything that long. Absolutely not. We don't have that kind of time to play with to find joy, not at our ages. But maybe I can talk you into 30 days and I'll commit to it too. Meaning I will add this basic beginner journal into my rotation and walk you through this to hopefully encourage you to form the habit and find joy in forming the habit. I'm more than willing to do this because if even just one person joins me and ends up discovering the joy of journaling, then it's totally worth it to me. Honestly, nothing would make me happier than finding out that someone out there in our community here on my channel who is struggling to start journaling commits to join me for 30 days and falls in love with journaling the way I love journaling. Oh, what joy that would bring me. So what am I going to do to make step 4 as simple as possible? I'm going to tell you what to write. Meaning to keep a blank page from feeling intimidating, I'm going to prompt you every day what you need to try and write down using one of these structured formats over 30 days. The first week, I'm going to just throw out a journal prompt, a simple question. All you have to do is write down one sentence. As long as it's not yes or no, but an actual fully formed sentence, guess what? You're done. In week 2, we're going to step it up and set a timer for 5 minutes, and we're going to do a gratitude list. We write down 3 things that we are thankful for that day. In week 3, if you're still with me, and I hope that you are, I'm going to challenge you to extend your timer to 10 minutes, and we're going to hit the 3, 2, 1 method. We're going to record 3 things that we learned, 2 things that we enjoyed, and 1 thing that we're going to focus on. I'll go more in the depth on that and examples when we hit week 3. It might sound complicated, but I promise you, it's not. Don't forget, I like easy. And then in week 4, I'm going to let you in on one of my favorite ways to journal, and that is the good old brain dump. That's where I just write everything that comes to my mind without editing or even worrying about grammar. Now, hopefully it's something that I'm super jazzed about that day, but honestly, a lot of times it's just me venting about something that rubbed me wrong that day. I don't know if it's my age or transitioning through menopause, but ladies, oh my gosh, my tolerance for bullshit is at an all-time low these days. And because I don't want to find myself in jail, I don't like orange, I vent in my diary. So there's that one positive aspect of a brain dump session. Now we're going to date every entry. This is one rule I need you to keep because it helps you keep track of your progress to be able to see patterns over time. At the end of 30 days, you get to look back and ask yourself a couple questions to find clarity in the experience. Did you struggle on certain days? Was there a format that was easier or more enjoyable? What format did you like the most? Like I said earlier, we can't become the women we want to be without understanding the women that we are. So I hope I've encouraged some of you ladies to join me. I'm going to start March 1st. That way you have plenty of time to find your perfect notebook, and if you want to, decorate it. If that's going to bring you joy and motivation, like it does for me. Starting March 1st, I'll post a short video of what the journal challenge is for that day. I'm going to tell you exactly what to write about, and I'm also going to show you what I wrote, because then you can see with your very own eyes exactly how simple journaling can be for a beginner. And I'll remind you each day this mantra. I believe the most effective approach in journaling and in life in general, ladies, we got to lower the bar and not be too hard on ourselves, which I know is hard to do. I understand that for all of our lives, a lot of expectations have been laid on our shoulders, and it's natural to feel that if we can't do it well, we don't want to do it at all for fear of failing. So for the next 30 days, I want you to focus on building a consistent habit rather than writing perfect entries. You don't need fancy tools or deep philosophical thoughts. You just need a place to capture your thoughts. And that's where our final step 5 comes into play. I've said it before, and I'm here to say it again. Let go of perfection. Write for your eyes only. Knowing that no one else will read it allows you to truly be honest and a little messy. If at the end of this challenge you decide that journaling is not for you, throw it away. Burn it. I don't care what you do with it. This is your journal to do with whatever you want. Second, ignore your grammar. Don't edit as you go. Your journal is a venting vault, not a memoir in progress. And lastly, it's okay to skip. If you miss a day, just start again the next day. There is no catching up required. I'm going to be here for 30 days, and my only goal is to support you and hopefully motivate you to build the habit of taking a few moments out of your day to reflect, to be honest with yourself, and in turn, hopefully find something that pushes you to find joy from that day. And if that's not possible, be more mindful to seek joy out the next day. This video is dedicated to a special paper girlie named Janice. Janice reached out and commented that while she wanted to journal, she didn't even know where to start. So if you're like Janice, hopefully this will help give you a starting point into journaling and inspire you to give it a try. So if you made it to the end of my super chatty video, I want to invite you to let me know if you have a video idea you'd like me to make for you. Do you have a question you'd like my opinion on? Do you have a project that you're wanting to attempt but want to see if I've attempted it already and how I did it? We are a community of women here, women that I sense want to support and celebrate women. Our common thread being that we like journals and paper and stickers and all that kind of stuff. But life is more than just that. And I want to know how I can support you and whatever is on your mind. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but now that a lot of our children are grown, I want to take that amazing energy that brought so many of us together and focus that energy into promoting the joy that we all need and deserve in our lives, now that we are women of a certain age. And to celebrate that, if you post a comment with a question or an idea, and I choose to make a video on it, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give you credit for it. That is if you want it, of course. And if you feel comfortable with it, I'm going to then ask you to DM me through my Paper Girlie Studio Instagram page with your mailing address so I can send you out a special Paper Girlie Happy Mail thank you. Because nothing brings me more joy than to make someone feel appreciated and valued. And I truly appreciate each and every one of you that takes the time to comment on my videos and to be a part of this community of amazing women here on my channel. Oh yeah, I'll still be dropping one of my You Get Whatever You Get From Me videos each week. This journal challenge is outside of that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now go find your perfect notebook, and I hope to see you back here on March 1st. Until then, from one paper girlie to another, bye.